All right, and you have this one triangle that has been properly positioned to where the tip is in the center of the page, or center of the rectangle. So we're going to wind up duplicating this and rotating it. But we have a couple of tricks first. I'm going to close this panel just so that we can see things. Go ahead and choose the rotate tool. You see it right here. And if you click the rotate tool and try to rotate it, okay, it just goes in the center of it. Okay, you can actually see where the little reference point is. However, with that tool selected, if you will Alt or Option click right up here at the tip of that triangle, that changes the reference point. So now the reference point is up here. Now, you got a little pop-up, and what this pop-up is doing is it is asking us how much we want to rotate it. Well, obviously 360 degrees goes all the way around, and I've already worked out how many we need to have and what degree, etc. So we're going to type in 18 degrees. Now, if you clicked OK, all it's going to do is rotate this one. However, if we hit copy, it makes a second one. Okay? Now, you could keep doing that same method over and over until it goes all the way around. However, we have an easier way to do this. If this is the last thing that you have done and you can do a Command D, that duplicates the set of instructions that you just gave Illustrator. So since I haven't done anything else since copying and rotating that, I can Command D and it's going to continue to duplicate and rotate all the way around until I get my last triangle in there. Okay, so this is what you should have. All right, now I do want to group these, and I'm going to show you an easy way to group as opposed to trying to select everything, which is possible. I have one rectangle selected, and if I go to the Select menu and select the same fill color, ta-da! All of those triangles are selected. Nothing else is selected because I don't have any more white fills there. So that's going to make it handy, and now I can group those together. They're all one piece now. And with those being one piece and still selected, I can now look up here in the controls and I can change my opacity to 50%. And now if I deselect, now look at that rectangle. Okay? Now, the background is done. So I want to go ahead and move this underneath my fish layer. And then I'm going to lock it so that I don't accidentally mess with it. And I'm going to unlock my fish. Now, the fish at the moment are way bigger than the background that they're going to sit on. So I'm going to start with my orange fish. And up here, I'm going to go to Transform. And remember that we have width and height. However, you're not limited to do just width and height. First, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the lock so that whatever I put in, it changes the height the same amount. And I'm going to select everything in the width. And instead of typing in a certain number of inches, I'm going to type in 30%. And then I'm going to hit Tab, and you can see that it changed in both. Okay, so now this fish is considerably smaller, and it fits right here. Now, that might be a little smaller than what I wanted, but not much. I'm going to drag that corner just a smidge. Okay? Then I'm going to select my blue fish. And the blue fish was already a little bit smaller than the orange. So I'm going to try 35% and see what that does, because it should be a little bit smaller. And it's going to need to be a little bit smaller again. Let me zoom in now that everything is in one space. And yeah, that's about right. Okay. Now, the only thing left that we need to do is we need our little fish to be blowing some bubbles. So I'm going to tear out my shapes again, and I'm going to get my ellipse tool. And with my ellipse tool, if I simply click, it gives me my options again, and I want to create a circle that is 0.5 by 0.5, and then click OK. Once it's there, I'm going to change the color to CMYK cyan. It's up here in the top row. There is no stroke. With that same tool selected, remember if I can command click, it's going to deselect and allow me to make another one. So I'm going to click again. This time it's going to be 0.1 by 0.1, and the color of this one is going to be white. Now, the white one, I want to move inside the blue one, kind of off to the side. I don't want it to be directly in the middle. I want it to just give it a little bit of dimension. So once you have it positioned, you can go ahead and group your bubble. Now I'm going to move it here just so that I can keep things visible. All right, now remember that if you hold down Option or Alt, that'll allow you to duplicate. Okay? Now, if you remember, Command D will automatically duplicate whatever you just previously did, the command you previously did. So I now have 4. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and make 5 bubbles. I'm going to leave my first bubble the original size. The second bubble, however, I'm going to say 75%. Let me try that again. Let's go ahead and make it 65%. Yeah, that's better. Okay, now because that was the last command, if I go to the third bubble and Command D, it's going to duplicate it once. Whoops. That didn't seem to work. Why did it go there? Well, now it's not going to work because I just did that one. So let me go back here again. I'm going to change this. The previous one was 65%. This one is going to be 50%. Let's see what this one does. Command D. Okay, and then I did it 3 times. And then this one I'm going to do 4. 1, 2, 3. It's not working. It worked earlier. So I'm Command Zing. So 65, 50. I'm going to 65, 50. I'm going to do 35%. Then I'm going to do 20%. All right. Now that my bubbles are there, I'm just going to position them so that they look like they're coming out of the fish. And they don't have to be perfectly lined up. They're kind of random. There we go. All right. Now you have fish with bubbles on a background. We can hide our guides. They don't have to be there. And we have a nice piece of artwork that we can use in multiple places. If you didn't already, make sure that when you save or save as, that you rename this period number and your last name and fish. Click OK to keep the basic Illustrator options. And in order to get this ready to put on your Google site, you'll need to go to File, Export. You're going to change it to a JPEG and hit Export. Click OK. And then this is the image that you have. Now, it does have some white around it, and remember that that is because of the rays that went around it. So that's why that's there.